What's up, guys? Haven't seen you in a couple weeks, but welcome to the live stream for Lights on Season 2. Brought to you by gloving.com, home of the International Gloving League. Camera guy, are we good with the camera? You good? Okay. And sponsored by our good friends over at Glow Beverages. I'm your host, Skittles. This is...
My name is Wheat.
And why don't you tell them what we're going to be covering today?
Well, guys, so we just had top 16 videos. They're all scored, so we're actually going to go through some of those, give out some highlights, and then we're actually going to reveal who's going to advance into the top 8 for each bracket. And before we get into any of that, I do want to give a quick shout out to some of the judges and have Davis is going to go over some info with Season 3 here. But yeah, for Open and C1, we have Vincent Van Flo, Jest, and Havoc. And C2 and C3, we have Lust, Mez, and Puppet. Thanks to all you guys. You guys have been doing a fantastic job judging. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and with that said, I say it every single time, but the judges are literally the backbone of what makes this thing run smoothly and on time so that you guys have a good experience and things get done on time. So massive shout out because it is a job. And with that said, if you guys didn't see, I actually am looking for judges for Season 3. So if you're interested in getting paid to judge and you want to help me out in Season 3, go to gloving.com and click on the judges section on the top bar navigation, and you'll see all the details there. But with that said, actually, let's talk a little bit about Season 3. So if you haven't heard about Season 3, I actually announced this one not too long ago. I want to say about a week ago, a little over a week ago. But Season 3 is just around the corner for us. So Season 3 registrations will be opening on Friday, January 5th, 2018. Camera guy, if you can just put that date right there. Season 3 opens then. I'll just talk really quickly through what is happening in Season 3. So we're going to be supporting up to 1,024 competitors. So that's a total of 16 brackets. So if enough of you want to join in on the fun, we're going to handle it and make sure it runs smooth for you. We're going to be giving out up to $7,500 in cash prizes across all those brackets. And kind of the newest change in Season 3 is there's going to be 3 different bracket types. The first one being novice, the second one being challenger, and the third one being pro. So let's start off with the pro bracket. I think you can tell by the name, that's where you can tell, or that's where you're gonna see the best of the best glovers competing. Obviously, anyone can join that bracket, but it is a limited number of spots in that bracket, so only the best of the best will be able to compete in that one. And for the challenger bracket, as you guys are familiar, that one restricts anyone who is currently sponsored. So I know for Season 2, we restricted anyone that's ever been sponsored in the existence of gloving, but we decided to change it up this time around. So Challenger is open up to anyone but currently sponsored glovers. And finally, there's the novice bracket. That's actually the newest bracket we're adding in. The novice bracket, you can probably tell by the name. This bracket is for anyone who has never competed in the IGL or anyone who has competed but has not won in the IGL before. So honestly, this one was built for all the lurkers and up-and-comers out there who kind of want some experience in competitive gloving. They want to get their hands wet, pun intended, but they want to gain some of that experience in competitive gloving. I highly encourage you guys, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. I think, I can speak for a lot of the competitors that competed for the first time in Season 2. It's an awesome experience. It's actually a lot of fun. Win or lose, you learn a lot. You progress so much. And yeah, that's what it's there for. So I really hope to see a lot of those unknown names and low-key heat come through for Season 3. And so also, highly recommend you guys join because it allows you to gain some points and get your IGL Glover World Rankings up there. And also, if you're in a team, it helps to get your team rankings up there. So team captains, be sure to get on your team members for Season 3. Get as many of them to join as possible, compete, win, acquire as many points, and get your team name up there as well. And I'm just excited to get you guys excited about season 3. So with that said, let's just jump right into it. Dylan, you want to kick it off?
Oh boy, do I. So we're going to go over some of the matches from top 16. And I have to highlight, again, from C1, it's Long. He's ranked 4th on the IGL World Rankings. And he's got the highest scoring video in Lights On history at 33 points. Cameraman, can you actually load this up for us?
At 33 points. And keep in mind, he did this in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So this is actually one of the shorter shows I've seen in Lights On, but scored the highest. So, you know, once again, he just brought something new to the table. Of course, he continues to bring that musicality and that variety. Those are his strong points, but let's just kick it off. Got that Vietnam skyline right there. I just noticed his glove set. I'm not sure if it's intentional, but both hands are different.
Yeah, I actually heard that those dim red lights, he just had low batteries.
Oh, well, he made it work.
It's impressive.
So in classic Long fashion, you know, he just hits the beats every single time, and he has the perfect amount of speed control to really match the tempo of the song and the little breakdowns that happen, you know, throughout the track.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I always liked about Long shows are that they're quote unquote a lot simpler than some people who have that like high tech, just a high tech show. It doesn't take much to do exactly what he's doing compared to the intricate digits some people do.
Yeah, I think what he brings
kills it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you're talking about is complexity of concepts, but where he brings the complexity is within his musicality and his pacing and his speed control, right? So it's not anything that looks particularly difficult to do, but to do it in the combination that he does and in the progression that he does, I think that's where it's really tough, right? He's not a tech guy like, you know, we mentioned, like we know. He's definitely a showmanship, musicality, flow, variety-based kind of Glover. You know, I'll go on and say, I'll be honest, like he's not the cleanest in terms of gloving standards. He's not the most refined, but when you look at the other aspects of gloving, which I think have become very apparent in Lights On, I think people are finally really starting to focus on going along with the song and going, you know, with the whole storytelling aspect and making sure that makes sense with the tracks that we give them. That's actually like coming out a lot more, and I think that's a great thing that Long brings to the table. He really opens the eyes of all Glovers to what's possible in that realm of things.
Yeah, of course. And so up next, we actually have C2 bracket. This is one that you saw.
Yeah, this is, we got Flanami. He's from Newark, Delaware, I believe. And yeah, why don't we just pull this one up. Shout out to Flanami over here. So right away, you know, I can tell he's just trying to go for that musicality with the slow part of the song.
Very clear start to his show.
I see you
Nice
try to
build up.
play along with the song there with that pointer finger. I'm enjoying the overall speed of his tech as well. I can see and appreciate each movement that's going on. Curious to see what he's gonna do on this drop here.
I like his use of space, actually. He's able to pull back while still utilizing the full camera.
Yeah, he's able to pull back, and he really emphasizes the slowdowns and the slow-mo when he comes up front. And he really hit that one there, you know, with the speed control. But let's see. Okay, and then he pulls out the whips, which is, I would call it fairly standard or typical within a gloving show.
Yeah, but these are still very good whips. They're very clean.
I'll say they're moderately clean in my opinion. I think he could have opened up the whips a lot more and, kind of completed the role before moving into the next one. But I really like his glove set actually because he's using kind of a strobe pattern with less gaps. And so that really works for those big moves for you to see the trails. Because honestly, the thing that annoys me a lot about some shows is they use strobies, but they end up doing these huge moves where you can't really see what they're doing and you can't even see the trails. So I really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, and there's no room for mistakes when you're using those full strobe sets either.
Yeah, there isn't. So, which is why I said his whips were moderately clean, but for what it was, I really appreciated it. And clearly it was very intentional for him to use it for that purpose. Because right now, he's on the strobe mode. So definitely using some motion reactive modes on his set here. One thing though that is lacking from the show for me is the variety. I did feel like he kind of repeated himself a lot in terms of the tech and the flow.
A lot of the same wave tuts.
Yeah, a lot of that same wave tuts. Even just the progression of the show, he kind of jumped back and forth. So it was really hard for me to understand which part of the show was like coming at the climax of a song versus, when it finally broke down again or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but overall, I still think a very solid show. Shout outs to Flanami, and let's move on to our final person for the challenger brackets. What do we got?
This is from the third challenger bracket, C3, and this is Alien, all the way from Gainesville, Florida. Please insert some buff jokes there for us. Camera guy, can you go ahead and load that up?
So you actually pointed out this show for me.
Oh yeah.
And dude, honestly, I was very surprised by this show. I mean, he sets the tone very early on, has that mood lighting, and comes in with a dramatic intro.
I love showmanship out of any Glover.
Absolutely. I love showmanship, and when you're clean while doing it, that's an amazing show.
It's nice to see him working with just the odd sounds from the song and not just the song itself.
So, I'll tell you guys right off the bat, when I watched this, he reminded me so much of Materia. And
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's just because how much showmanship and theatrics he uses in his show, but also his overall flow, right? He's just the way he bounces around and the way he throws his whips and the pacing and the speed of his shows and control, maybe the way his fingers are as well, it reminds me so much of Materia. And I mean, that's a good thing. That's a positive thing. I freaking love it.
Yeah, I really love the energy that Alien brings throughout the entire show. It never really stops. It's consistent throughout the entire show, and you're gonna see it now.
Yeah, and it builds, and he throws those huge whips there at the drop. Again, I feel like it's a fairly standard expected move of a lot of Glovers. Either the the whips or the tuts usually come with the drop. But I like his free-flowing finesse. I guess that's a word to describe it. It's the finesse.
Yeah.
He goes hard, but it feels so smooth, right?
One thing I would like to see out of him is just maybe a little more light in his overall setup in his room so we can see the full tech coming out of his hands.
Yeah.
I am missing a little bit of it, but it's not impossible to see it or to spot it.
I agree with that. It is very dark. Honestly, if he was wearing blackout gloves right now, I might not be able to tell.
Oh.
But yeah, I agree with that. Maybe turning up the lighting a little bit more just so we could see the intricacy and the complexity that you have within your tech. But overall, I really love just the vibe of this show. Bit of an abrupt ending there.
Yeah, I kind of like it the way he pulls back. It looks a little cool. Could be improved on a little bit.
Well, he ended it.
But he ended it, and that is a good thing.
He ended the show. Guys, remember, every good show should have a start and end, and don't just fade out your videos. I mean, you can if you want, but it certainly does not help you gain any points. It's not going to lose you points, but it's not going to help you gain any points.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's move on to the open bracket. So as you guys know, with the open bracket, we actually just talk about our favorite matchups. So Dylan and I were going back and forth because there were a lot of crazy matchups in the open bracket, as you guys saw.
Oh yeah.
But we landed on Euphoric versus Megasloth.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, first we have Euphoric, who is ranked 31st currently in the IGL World Rankings. He's just someone that we both kind of enjoyed. I follow him a lot more now, ever since this competition started. But, you know, you want to talk a little bit about his show?
Yeah, honestly, so Euphoric is someone that I truly enjoy just having almost a pure tech show. You can see it here. It's very slow and methodical, and it's whatever his tech he's doing, it usually fits perfectly with the song. And it's one of the few people that I feel like has near full control over their hands and their show overall.
Absolutely. And, you know, you've heard me say it a million times, and I say this about, you know, his competitor, his opponent, Megasloth too. But again, just that methodical tech, that intentional tech, right? Like, I really like how he takes his time, and I'm able to enjoy every little movement, every little angle, every little hinge that he uses in the show and with his fingers. Because I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'm not a big tech person, and that's simply because there was a very long time span where I was watching way too many tech shows that were rushing way too fast, you know, and I can tell, yes, you have a lot of finger dexterity and crazy combos, but I could never, you know, appreciate the show fully because, you know, the Glover never slowed it down enough for me to just really just take it all in. But again, Euphoric does just that, you know, every little movement, and his use of depth is really freaking cool too. But yeah, let's move on to Megasloth now. Honestly, we chose this battle because both of these guys are just, you know, that tech heavy style, but they execute it so well, right? It's just, you appreciate every little movement that they do, and it just feels like tech should feel.
Yeah, and I was telling you earlier, when we're just watching Megasloth's show, I always love his ability to, I call it just to catch his moves. When his concepts end, as you're watching here, it just pulls through, and he's able to transition into every next concept very, very cleanly.
Yeah.
And it's really something that's like nice and pleasing to see.
Absolutely. And, you know, yes, anyone can do the finger roll, or yes, anyone can do the wave tut, but, you know, again, it comes down to execution, right? Like, one person's finger roll does not look like another person's finger roll.
Absolutely
but,
not.
You know, realistically speaking, one of those people has the prettier or better finger roll. And, you know, in this case, Megasloth is one of those Glovers that just has that ideal tech, that very unique tech. And maybe it's not different than anyone else's in terms to the naked eye, but when you get down to it, it is perfect tech in my eyes.
Yep.
So, but yeah, with Megasloth, you know, going up against Euphoric, both, you know, very methodical tech lovers, and I keep saying that word, but that's just the way it is. And I think this was just the battle of who could do it better.
Yeah.
And they both brought their A game, but we're gonna find out who did it better between, you know, number 31 ranked Euphoric versus number 5 ranked Megasloth. We're gonna find out. Are we gonna find out right now?
Just a bit. I'm gonna let you guys know if you guys did advance into the top 8. Your due date's going to be this Sunday, December 17th at 11:59 p.m. PDT. As always, please get your videos in. You guys are being good about it, but just always a reminder.
Camera guy, can you just put the date right there
Just let them know.
For 10 seconds. Stare at that date, because I don't want you guys to be late. All right, let's take that one down.
Because we know who won?
Yeah, because I wanted to put something up.
Oh.
I wanted to put some matchups up of the top 8. I want to put up first, you guys know C1. Let's put that one up and let's start off with that. So in C1, congratulations to those who have made it through. Congratulations. We got Long versus Scatter, Squeens versus Garth Vader, Pagliacci versus Trace, and Emanate versus Kratos. Wow, this is just really freaking awesome. Look at Long in there, ranked number 4 in the IGL World Rankings, just scored the highest so far in all of the Lights On matches we've had since season 1. And honestly, he continues to be on pace. So Scatter, you got a hard battle in front of you.
That's gonna be a hard battle.
But you know what? I'm gonna root for you, Scatter, because I always root for the underdogs. And so cause an upset because that's what makes this all exciting. But let's move on to C2. You want to talk about the C2 brackets here?
Yeah, let's see what we got going on here. And hey, we actually have Bloom advanced again. Robin Zhang, another impactor. Ripples versus Atlantis. That's a matchup I'm very excited for. Those are two very, very competent glovers. Labs and Pretzel, Pretzel ranked 35th in the IGL World Rankings. So congratulations to all of you guys. These are going to be some great matches. We have one more challenger bracket.
Let's see that C3 bracket. And there we go. Congratulations to you guys who are making it in here. Oh man, True Story's still in it. I remember I shouted him out in a couple episodes ago. Mm-hmm. And actually, True Story is a very talented artist. I mean, I had no idea that he also threw orbits and all that other stuff. But
yeah.
Anyways, you know, still in the game in the top 8. That's freaking awesome. We got Alien in here who we just shouted out and watched. Mm-hmm. We got Avocado, and then we got Unsung. Obviously, you guys can see the matchups in here, but congratulations to you guys. And I think we should just show them the last bracket, which is the Open, which will soon be called the Pro bracket in Season 3. But congratulations to Mega Sloth. You did move on. And that's actually a huge matchup. We got 2 highly ranked glovers right there.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We got Mega Sloth rank 5 versus Materia rank 15. Actually completely different styles. You know, one is more tech heavy, and Materia I consider more on the showmanship, performance side of things, and flowy side of things. And then you know, we got Vex versus Toms. That's going to be exciting. Obviously, Vex is a beast, and Toms has come back and brought Team Vivid back with him into this season, which is nice to see. So
Vivid all the way in the top 8. I like to see that.
Yeah, Vivid all the way in the top 8. And then next one is we got Recluse versus Ice Cream Teddy. Recluse ranking at number 38. Ice Cream Teddy, who is not ranked, man, that's a bummer. Just kidding. It's because shout out to you, Teddy. You guys know he helped me judge Season 1, but it is no easy task to beat Teddy. He is, I think, consistently scoring in the 30s right now. Mm-hmm. So good luck, Recluse. But take Teddy down for me, please.
Yeah, and then we have another high-ranked match. We got Starlight, who's ranked 9th in the IGL, and T-Money, who's ranked 3rd.
Yeah.
So he's back for another top 8 run.
Yeah.
See if he's going to take it further this time.
That one's going to be interesting because, again, I expect the standard T-Money show, mm-hmm. right, which is very solid, which is really awesome. It's a lot of the tutting and the wave tuts and all the angles and you know, whatever you want to call it. But with Starlight, I actually don't know what she's going to pull out because she's actually capable of so many different things.
She's got a bag of tricks.
She's got a bag of tricks. So anyways, those are your matchups. Congratulations to everyone who progressed into the top 8 across the 4 brackets. Final reminder, your videos are due this Sunday, December 17th by 11:59. Please don't be late. And let me see if I have anything else here for you guys. I think, you know what? I think that's pretty much it. You know, last shout out to our judges and our sponsors. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you to the competitors for being cooperative. Thank you to the community who has received, you know, this whole IGL thing so well. You guys are really seeming to enjoy this, and you know, we're gonna make it bigger and better every season, starting with Season 3 next month. Hope to see all of you in there. And actually, we won't be seeing you guys in a couple weeks, because in a couple weeks, I believe, is around Christmas time. And we want to rest too, and our office is closed, so we will not be filming a live stream to reveal the Final Four. However, we will still be releasing the Final Four to all of you guys, so keep an eye out for our email newsletter, keep an eye out in Glover's Lounge, keep an eye out in all the other Facebook groups, keep an eye out on gloving.com on the website. We're going to be releasing that, but yeah, anything else?
I think that's it. Just remember, guys, keep practicing, keep getting your videos in on time, be nice.
Get good. Peace.
We'll see you guys next week. Much later.